From Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, USA, it's time for Backstage with Greg Crowe. I'm Chris Kindred, and I'm inviting you to join Greg and his guest for 30 minutes of entertainment and information from the world of Christian music. In just a few moments, Greg will welcome this week's guest from the world of Christian music, Kyle Matthews. But to start this week's program, we go to our host here on Backstage with a song written by our buddy Gary Paxton. Here's Greg Crowe with Gabriel.
Well, I love Herbie Albert, and Dizzy G knocks me out. And Big Al Hurt gets us down as dirt, and Doc Severson's great, no doubt. Pete and Connie can no less swing, and Wynton Marsalis, he's the coolest thing. But there's one horn that I'm longing to hear. It's gonna tell me that the King of Kings is here. Gabriel, Gabriel, blow your horn. I said, Gabriel, Gabriel, blow your horn. Blow it loud, blow it clear. Tell the universe the King of Kings is here. Gabriel, Gabriel, blow your horn. I said, Gabriel, Gabriel, blow your horn. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if you're ready, but I hope you got your ticket to ride. 'Cause if you don't, you're gonna be left out of that concert on the other side. But you can straighten that out right now. Your ticket has been paid. All you gotta do is say, Jesus, I do, and join the bride of Christ to meet him in the sky. So Gabriel, Gabriel, blow your horn. I said, Gabriel, Gabriel, blow your horn. Whoa, you better blow it loud, blow it clear. Tell the universe the King of Kings is here. Gabriel, Gabriel, blow your horn. I said, Gabriel, Gabriel, blow your horn. I said, Gabriel, Gabriel, blow your horn. Lord, you better blow it loud, blow it clear. Tell the universe the King of Kings is here. Gabriel, Gabriel, blow your horn. I said, Gabriel, Gabriel, blow your horn. I said, Gabriel, Gabriel, blow your horn.
Hey folks, Greg Crowe finally went in the studio and made that project we've been trying to get him to make for a lot of years. We sent him in there with a hymnal, told him to sing the 13 songs that you've requested most, and you did exactly that, didn't you?
I did, Chris. I took Amazing Grace, To God Be the Glory, Rise Again, Oh My Lord, What a Time, I'll Fly Away, The King is Coming, 13 great songs, and I think you're going to enjoy it.
Great tape, great singers, the Blackwood Brothers, a lot of guests. Call and order your hymns project from the number on the screen right now.
Hey, welcome back to Backstage. I'm here with Alleluias, the prettiest dog in Nashville. And we're excited to be here, and we're excited to have this great guest with us tonight, one of the best songwriters in Nashville, great performer, great minister, Mr. Kyle Matthews.
Preacher, pull the boy up from the water. Alleluias rose from the banks. There was a new suit of clothes from his father and a prayer of thanks. The boy walked barefooted all the way home for dinner, and when they laughed at his muddy feet, he said, I've been through the water and I come out clean. on your brand new feet when you've been through the water. The preacher turned them around at the altar, pronounced the boy and his girl man and wife. In 2 years they were mother and father, and they built them a life. And his old girlfriend saw a moment of weakness. She said, if you're lonely, come see me sometime. He said, I've been through the water and I come out clean, and I got new clothes to cover me, and you don't wear your old shoes on your brand new feet when you've been through the water. Baits a hook with his grandson of 7 and says, soon I'll be free from these pains. The boy asks if he's ever been to heaven. He says no, but I think I know the way, 'cause I've been through the water. I've been through the water and I come out clean. Got new clothes to cover me, and you don't wear your old shoes on your brand new feet when you've been through the water. Been through the water. Been through the water.
The Grand Old Gospel Hour and the Messiah Project presents Christmas Around the World with the Grand Old Gospel Hour from Branson, Missouri. Join yours truly, Greg Crowe and Sammy Straub, and Steinway artist Larry Dalton, Pastor Sam Stauffer, London, England, Paris, France, Bangkok, Thailand, Kunming, China, Tokyo, Japan, Los Angeles, USA, leaving December the 26th and coming back January the 13th. Call this number and be a part of this great trip, Christmas Around the World.
In just a moment, Greg Crowe's coming back to sing again. But if you don't want to wait to hear Greg, I'll tell you what you do. If you'll order his latest projects, you can listen to him anytime you want to. You see him on your screen now. You can get any 2 of his latest CDs for $19.95, all 3 of his CDs and his live in concert video for just $39.95. There'll never be a better time to get great Christian music, so call the 800 number on your screen right now and get yours today. Greg Crowe sings when Backstage continues after this.
Hey, we'd like to thank our great sponsors for helping bring Backstage into your home this week. Boy, that was a great song, Kyle. This is Kyle Matthews, who lives right here in Nashville, and a great songwriter, and as you can tell, a great minister in music. And tell us a little bit about that song. That was awesome.
Oh, well, you know, I travel. I've traveled since I was in college, doing music, whatever. I was at a baptism in South Carolina near my home church, and they were baptizing 7 teenagers on this Sunday. And it was about 2 months after Columbine. So I was thinking, man, what must have happened in the lives of 7 teenagers for them to make such a public decision But I couldn't help but notice that the choir, now granted they had bad seats. They're in front of the baptistry.
Yeah.
Baptistry's behind them. They sort of looked like they were on jury duty or something.
Right.
Like, can we get on to the cafeteria? And I remember thinking, gosh, you know, this may not be a big deal to y'all, but for the people going through this really could be everything.
Yeah.
And for them to make such a brave decision, such a public decision, just impressed me. And it reminded me about how proud my grandpa was about his baptism, and how even late into his life, they'd sit around after dinner and tell stories about baptisms, and it was an ongoing reality in their lives. It was a milestone. It was a rite of passage that told him who he would be when he was 80. It still told him who to be. And I just wanted people to hear that. I think sometimes, especially as we contemporize things, sometimes some of the old traditions the baby goes out with the bathwater. And I think part of our job as writers and artists is to help reinterpret those old things so we can still get it. We still understand the meaning behind it.
Right. Man, that's awesome. I just sitting here listening to you, it's hitting home with me. I can remember the very first time that I knew for sure that God was speaking to me on a one-on-one basis. I remember I was sitting in Franklin Springs, Georgia at Emmanuel College, and I'd grown up going to church and singing and everything, but that was the first time I can truly say that I knew God was dealing with me on a one-on-one basis. And it was the most important day of my life. It's the one thing out of all the things I've done in my life that still, it just sends chills up me to remember that day when I knew for sure that there was a God and that Jesus Christ was his son, and that I'd hunted around it, but that one day I knew for sure. That song blessed me, and it blessed Chris. Chris just sit there going, wow, that's a great song. So I thank you for that. I thank you for the ministry of that.
Thank you.
You've written some great songs. Throw out a couple of songs that you've written that everybody would know.
Well, I never assumed that.
That I would know.
Well, gosh, you probably heard Bob Carlyle's We Fall Down.
That's a great song.
So glad he did that. Donnie McClurkin has just cut that, and really so pleased to get that. I think Mark Lowry cut it as well.
Right.
There's been a song that's done well this year. Jenny Owens has a song called If You Want Me To. I will walk through the valley if you want me to.
Yeah.
And Scott Crepane, who's been on your show, has cut more of my songs than anybody. I think there's 2 on each of his records. So Scott gets free lunch with me every time we get together.
Well, that's good, man. I appreciate you coming out, and I love songwriters because I can't write, and to hear you have the thoughts, then put it on paper, then take it to the keyboard, put it all together, and hear God's word come through song. Man, it's just great. I just appreciate you so much and your talent.
You're kind.
And tell us about your new project.
Well, it's called See For Yourself. You know, one of the things that drew me to songwriting was the fact that songwriters are basically storytellers.
Right.
And they honor the fact that really everybody has a story. And they just try to tell them right. And, you know, for me, the whole faith experience is an experience. It's not just a belief system in my head. It's a story. It's an experience that I really have, other people have. And I want to invite the world not to a belief system, but to a relationship and an experience. And so when I had the option of naming the record, I called it See For Yourself.
Yeah.
You know, don't trust what I have to say about it. Come see for yourself, and if it's not all we say it is, then you will know that for the truth. But the Bible invites us to test God.
Right.
And I think he's big enough to be tested and questioned and sought. And so I just want people to come along. It's called See For Yourself. It's a Benson release. It ought to be available in stores, but we have a website if you can't find it.
What's your website?
It's just KyleMatthews.com.
Great.
Two T's in Matthews.
Well, and as always, I tell people that they can go to our 1-800 number that you see on this show all the time, and they have all the artists that you see on Backstage, just like Kyle's new project and all the other people we have. So you can call that number, or you can check out Kyle's website at KyleMatthews.com.
That's right.
And he'll be there, and send him an email. We're going to go to commercial, but we're going to come back, and we don't want you to miss his next song. It's going to be, what are you going to sing?
I'm going to sing Praying a Prayer.
Praying a Prayer. We'll be right back on Backstage right after these messages. Thanks, Kyle. You're a good man.
God knows that the world needs help. His ways are mysterious. He could fix it all by himself, but he chooses to work through us. So the thought that's haunting me, someone in need might be even I could answer. Ask God what he wants with me. I mean, how much can one man do? He said, you'll never change the world, but my mission will change you. So the thought that's haunting me is someone in need might be praying a prayer, praying a prayer. Even I could answer. Even I, praying a prayer, praying a prayer. Even I could answer. Now I still have those days when I say, what's the use? I cannot save myself. Can I rescue you? But most people pray for shelter and food, for friendship, forgiveness, a bit of good news, and they're praying a prayer, praying a prayer. Even I could answer. Even I, praying a prayer, praying a prayer. Even I could answer. Even I.
That's fantastic, Kyle. Thank you so much for blessing us with your music. And I know there's a lot of people watching this show had the same experience I had, may not have been real familiar with your music, maybe have heard it and just couldn't put a name with a face or a song, and now they, like I, have become Kyle Matthews fans. So I appreciate you and appreciate your ministry. Hope you'll come back and bless us again.
Anytime. You say the word.
Thank you very much, buddy. If you look right over there backstage, you see that fella holding that guitar. You notice he's grinning awful big. There's a couple of reasons for that. One is because he wrote the song they're going to sing. His name's Andy Paxton. But beyond that, he's holding a guitar that was used, owned, and performed with by the father of our host here at the studio. His father is a gentleman named Hank Snow, the legendary Hank Snow. So, Andy is feeling big over there. They're singing a song Andy wrote called Open Hand. Here's our host on Backstage, Greg Crowe.
You know, Chris, that's great to see this Hank Snow original guitar. It's worth over $50,000. How about that? I thank Jimmy for letting us use it on the show tonight. Sometimes this world is all that I want, the praise and the treasures of men. Sometimes I measure my worth in this life by the things I can hold in my hand. But the small unseen voice in the depths of my soul whispers as if through a veil. I had all earthly power in the palm of my hands and laid it all down for the names. There is nothing on earth, nothing of worth to compare to the gift of your spirit's new birth. You cannot comprehend the riches of men, the joy you shall know when these weary days end, and the treasures of heaven that await you outnumber the sands on the shore. So hold things of this world with an open hand, but cling to the cross of the Lord. things that I see and the things I believe sometimes wages war in my mind. And when my strength becomes, oh, Satan will speak. There is no God that you can find. Oh, but deep in my heart there's a power and a faith to continue the fight, and a longing one day to see Jesus when my shall be given true sight. There is nothing on earth, nothing of worth to compare to the gift of your Spirit's new birth. You cannot comprehend with the riches of men the joy you shall know when these weary days end, and the treasures of heaven that await you outnumber the sands on the shore. So hold things of this world with an open hand, but cling to the cross of the Lord. Oh, so hold things in this world with an open hand, but cling to the cross of the Lord. Oh, cling to the cross of the Lord.
Cursing every step of the way, he bore a heavy load to the market 10 miles away. The journey took its toll, and every day he passed a monastery's high cathedral walls, and it made his life seem meaningless and small. And he wondered how it would be to live in such a place, to be warm, well-fed, and at peace, to shut the world away. So when he saw a priest who walked for once beyond the iron gate, he said, "Tell me of your life inside that place." And the priest replied,
We fall down, we get up, we fall down, we get up, we fall down, we get up, and the saints are just the sinners who fall down and get up.
Disappointment followed him home. He'd hoped for so much more, but he saw himself in a light he had never seen before. 'Cause if the priest who failed can find the grace of God to be enough, then there must be some hope for the rest of us. There must be some hope left for us, 'cause we fall down and we get up, and we fall down and we get up, and we fall down and we get up, and the same